Right, ladies and gentlemen, yes, that is right. The three amigos are back in it. Me, Kat, your man Chaps, and Goba. And it's going to be a fun filled show today, full of banter because this is FPL Banter. Yes, we were away. It was the international break. Some boring matches happened, but now we are going towards the weekend with some exciting matches, such as the big one, Arsenal versus Man City. But let's not get into it. Let's first greet the gents. Chaps, how you doing, G?
I'm good, man. Good, I'm good. It's nice that fantasy will be back. Hey, bro, you know how it is during the international break. It's boring as hell. So, yeah, glad
Yeah,
to
yeah,
have fantasy back.
yeah. Goa, how you been, man? You good?
How's it, chaps? How's it, cat? Yeah, man, I'm good. This international break came at a good time. Funny enough, after Gameweek 29, we all had a lot of surprises, so it's given us some time to ponder our next moves. And yeah, it's going to be interesting how we all fare with the last 9 games.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
true.
you need
Let's
to
just
ponder
go
hard
onto the
because you got
league
some serious
table
work.
first. Yeah, because as it stands right now, you haven't had a good season, Chi. Let's start with you, Chi. What is going on? I told you at the beginning of the season I don't want to whip your ass, and it's really heading that way. It's been an ass whooping all season.
No,
What's going
hold
on,
up,
man?
cat. I'd expect a comment like that from chaps who's like a couple of positions above me.
What do you
All
mean
I'm
a
seeing on
couple
the
of
screen,
positions?
all I'm seeing on the screen is just this red arrow. That just shows that Cat is not really too far from me. And to
What?
answer your
Hey,
question, no, wait, hold on. No, you asked a question. Allow me to answer it.
okay, okay.
So you've said in the beginning of the season I've been struggling, and you know what? Funny enough, I think this FPL season has been probably the most challenging for most FPL managers. And like I
Hmm.
always say, the season's not over until it's over. I've played FPL long enough to know that you don't blow your own horn before you cross the finish line. And what a better reminder than the jersey that you were wearing, where for the longest time last season you were on
Oh, he's
top of
going
the
for my
perch.
team.
Okay, so
Oh, he's going for my
maybe look
team.
in the mirror and ask yourself, when
No.
you wore that T-shirt last season, this time, were you expecting to have the trophy? And did you get it? No,
I
you didn't.
know.
So
I know
please.
he ain't going for my team. All
So
right.
for
All
me,
right.
looking at the table, okay, fair enough. It's not the greatest viewing. I am seventh, but one thing I can tell you about Shashakula FC is there's been consistency.
Mm.
Consistency in the fact that
Yeah, being at the
I've been put
bottom, that's
into
the
the
only
top.
consistent thing
No, hold
there.
on,
Yeah, no,
hold
there's
on,
very consistency.
hold on, chaps.
Up and
We're
down.
gonna
Yo
we,
yo.
we we're gonna get to you. We're gonna get to you. Hold on,
Oh,
we're just
excuse me.
allowing you
Oh,
to warm that
oh.
seat ahead of us. Um,
Yeah,
but I
Chaps, you're
was
not
saying
far, by the way.
as well, like I mean, we've still got 9 games, and with what I've learned with FPL, it's not over until the end of the season. Okay, some of us still have chips we can play. Some of us have played our chips, and they haven't been so favorable. So that's all I'm gonna say. And chaps,
Mm.
fine, you are above me for now. Okay, let's see where you're going to be sitting, um, at the end of what game week 38.
Chaps, you only 10 points above, me, to be honest. Fine, fair enough. You're also not far from number three. But it hasn't
You've
been an
been
all
whoa,
out
hold on,
great
hold on,
season for you.
whoa. Oh, over the last almost 4 game weeks, you've been saying that because literally I've been above you. It's like, oh, you're only like
No, you
4 points
haven't.
above
I
me.
was, I was,
Oh,
I was
you've
above
been
you
like
just last
7 points
week. I was
above me.
above you just
Oh,
last week.
10 points above. Notice how that gap is increasing. That gap is increasing.
Yeah, that's
Every
because I've
week it's
been
the same
bored.
excuse from you, right? It's the same excuse. Oh, you're only 4 points ahead of me. Oh, now 7 points. This week it's 10 points. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that's you. That's you almost every week now for the last 4 weeks. Goba, I'm not even gonna comment because the league just tells it as it is.
I
You are
Yeah, come
I
on. Honestly,
there's
you as
like
worse as Man
no there's no
United.
comment
You
for
are
you.
Man
There's no
United. That's what
comment.
you are.
You're like
You are
listen,
Man
you're no, it's
United.
not even Man
listen.
United. It's
Bottom,
like Chelsea.
I
It's
just
bottom,
like
love how
Chelsea.
bottom,
you guys
bottom,
the whole
It's
bottom,
like
bottom.
season,
Chelsea
the
vibes.
whole
That's
season
all
you've
that
been
it
going
is.
shashakulu, 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 shashakulu. Listen, buddies, listen. This is FPL. If we look at the last game week, Mr.
Listen,
Katz
buddies,
over there
listen.
was even struggling to get the average of the average points for the average players, let alone if
What?
we go average of the the more
Dude,
professionals of FPL. Okay,
what league
and
you been
chaps,
watching?
no, what really? How many points did you score in the last game week? How many points did you score?
Bro, that's the last
And
game. That's game week. This
and
game week's been the worst game
did
week.
you play? Did you play a chip? Yes or no?
No, I didn't play Chip.
You didn't play a chip.
No, I didn't play Chip.
But the game week before then, did you play a chip?
I did play Chip.
What did you get? Did you get a green arrow or a red arrow?
Got a green arrow.
You got a green arrow?
I got a
No
green
way. It's
arrow.
not a chance.
Actually,
But it's okay.
actually,
Not a
actually, I
chance,
didn't play a
bro.
chip. I played a chip the week before that, and the week after that, I think I took a 16-point hit, and that's where I actually gained on chaps.
No,
Yeah,
You
don't
gained
lie
on chaps,
now.
but you got a red
Oh my
arrow.
word. What lies?
I did.
Oh jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Oh
Oh
my
my
god.
goodness. You know what? You know
Oh.
what? You know what, guys?
No, don't say
Cool.
you gained
Thank
on
you for
me.
the
Just
banter.
say you got more. Yes, you might have had more points than me, but it's just like, but like 4 points or something. All right? Come lie here.
Yeah, but I went above you.
Okay? Please.
I went
No, you
above you.
don't.
Even
Don't
this
lie.
week, this
Please.
weekend, you were so lucky, dude. This past week, you're so lucky, bro. That's what you were, bro.
What are you talking about?
Honestly, you're
It's
so
pure
lucky.
skill.
All
I
right.
did my free hit. No, I did my
Nah, there's
free
no
hit.
pure skill.
I
There's
took
no pure
chances
skill.
on my differentials and it paid off. And I did speak to them in our last show that you know what? I'm gonna go for maybe Gibbs White, and what happened? He got me an assist. And up front I put in Chris Wood and he scored me the goal. Meanwhile, you're talking about freaking
No,
Anthony
that
Elanga.
was a
What
great
the
move, Chip.
hell, man?
No, that
Like
was a
what the
great move.
hell?
That was a
I
great
saw
move.
your lineup. I was like, this
Yeah,
guy's
that's
not
what happens
serious. This
when.
is why he's not gonna catch up to
No,
me.
that was.
He's gonna
That's
crumble
why I
near
was.
near at the end. I mean, like, what the hell were you thinking with this team of yours? I mean, like freaking
Okay, let me ask
Barkley
you this
and
question. Let me ask
Bailey
you this
and
question. Since you two are so, since you two are so confident. All right, uh, Lee, just give me a G, or you just give me a quick answer. What number are you finishing? What position are you finishing in the league right now?
What position I'm finishing in the league?
What? Wow.
I'm top four.
What?
No, I won't
Top
give you the
four. Okay.
exact position though. I'll be top four.
Okay, chaps. What position you think you're gonna finish?
me. Hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Definitely top two.
Top
Top
two.
two.
Ambitious.
So hey,
Ambitious.
hey.
Ambitious.
Okay,
Yeah.
chaps. Okay, chaps. Look, let me tell you something.
I'm not. Look,
I
hey, I'm
believe I'll
not
finish
even
on.
40 points. I'm not even 40 points. I'm less than 40 points behind Kingsley. So it's doable. 9 games left, 40
Listen.
points. I've got more chips than him, so it's doable.
Okay,
It's doable.
I was gonna be modest and say number three. Respect the guys, on the top two, but quite frankly, I'm just gonna beat both of you. So if you are gonna be number two, then I'll definitely be number one then. But okay, cool.
I'm
Moving
not
on.
afraid of them. I'm not afraid. I'll go after
That
them.
confidence.
I'm coming. Just like
All
I
right,
told
guys.
you, I'm coming for your
Um,
spot. I came for you and I'm done with you. So you're like behind me. I'm like,
No,
you know,
like G said, you're just warming up our spot. You're just warming up our spot. All right, guys. So
oh,
this is the latest fixture
yo.
ticker. This is the latest fixture ticker for from Game Week 30 to Game Week 34. We have the double Game Week announcement fixtures. So over here, we're not necessarily going to focus on those double game weekers, but what we are going to talk about is both, of course, the Game Week 30. There are a lot of people are trying to figure out who to sacrifice in terms of bringing in Mo Salah, and it's coming to the midfield spots. The main one is here Son or or bringing in Mo Salah because some people don't have Mo Salah. Chaps, from your side, who do you think is the best option here if you had one transfer? Would you bring in Son or Mo Salah this game week 30?
If I had the money, I'd bring in Salah. Me personally,
Salah. Okay.
if I had the money, I would bring in more Salah. And the reason why I say that is
Okay.
because he's going to benefit me in the long run. All right. Now, in the long run, we know for sure that Liverpool has a double game week. Right. Now, with Spurs, to be honest, at the
At the
moment,
bottom
looks
they
like they'll
have.
have a blank in game week 34. We don't know what's going on there. Right now,
Yeah.
the best option is Salah.
Okay.
Right now,
All
the
right.
best
No, I
option is
agree with
Salah.
that. I agree with that. I think having the double game week ahead, and you mentioning that. You also mentioned that some of the people have a couple of chips left. Genuinely, a lot of people have, like the Banter Boys, have the wild card available, and they have the bench boost. Based on that, what chips do you have, and what chips, and what is the strategy going forward with the chips? What do you think is the best type of strategy to go forward, having a wild card and a bench boost from your point of view?
Yeah, I think this is the time really where you need to activate your chips. We've just come back from international break. I'm not really too sure how other people's teams are looking, but like when I look at my team, I've got a couple of flags, yellow flags, and so forth. Fortunately for me, I've still got two chips. I've got my wild card as well as my bench boost. So obviously, I wouldn't be using my bench boost now. I'd much rather look at the double game weeks. So where I'm seated right now, obviously I won't go in too much of my transfers, but I'm favoring more using my wild card purely just to set up for game week 34. Um, because as well with FPL this season, I think like the most important thing is fielding as many players as possible on like when there's a game week. If you look at like the previous game week that we came from, a lot of us used our free hit purely because so many teams were blanking because of the FA Cup and so forth. But it was quite a shocking game week, you know. And if you didn't field a full 11, it was like terribly bad, you know. You're more less than 20 points if you didn't field a full 11, you know. And us who did field a full 11, if you didn't have the correct differentials, you suffered, you know. Um, so I think FPL for now, you really need to look at the game needs and plan for the teams that are playing in game week 34 that we know that as a double. We've got seven teams playing in that 34 as well. I mean, you were asking chaps between Son and Salah. Um, Fixture wise, Son looks ideal for this coming game week, but for the long term, Spurs blank in 34 as it stands, and then Liverpool have got a double game week. So in the long term, obviously you'd much rather go for the Liverpool assets. So it's really that time of the season now where you're not necessarily risking it, but also everything needs to be informed based on where the teams play. Because even when you think you've got the best 11, FPL can't show you feelings,
So,
bro.
so do you think game week 34 is a good game week to bench boost in? Looking at the fixtures, because there are still, in terms of the big sides, like Man United's gonna double still, Chelsea's gonna double still, and Tottenham's gonna double still, and Man City's gonna double still. Now Tottenham might be game week 35, 36, but Man City and Manchester, I know Manchester's not really performing like a big six, but compare those teams doubling to the teams doubling in game week 34. Which do you think is the best game week to actually use the bench boost for those who actually have the bench boost? Because also pay in mind now, and chaps, you can also chip in if you want. I think this 34 game week 34 is a better game week to navigate to using the bench boost, only because of what because everybody right now is still fighting for something, be it relegation or be it thingy. So in terms of rotation, you know that look, they're definitely gonna use the strongest teams they can use. Yeah, fine, the teams that are playing Champions League and stuff, or they might have a bit of rotation, but you don't know what's gonna come at game week 37. Not to say that they won't be competing for relegation or the top four, but which one do you think is best to actually bench boost? Game week 34 or game week 37 fixtures?
I don't know, man. With game week 34, there aren't that many good teams who have a double game week,
Nah, they're not.
right? So it's literally just Liverpool and Arsenal. The rest is just, like serious rubbish. You got teams like Wolves, Sheffield United, you got Everton, Crystal Palace, who else? Bournemouth. I mean, really, it was Bournemouth. Yes, you can get what's his name, Solanke, and maybe that defender. Crystal Palace, you got Eze. Maybe who are you gonna get from Everton? Really, who are you gonna get? Sheffield United.
The
Oh my God,
Tarkovsky
I'm not
and
even gonna waste
Pickford.
my breath. I mean, like Pickford. Oh,
Yeah,
don't take us all the way back there. Jeez, you're gonna get Goba heart palpitations.
exciting.
Um,
Yeah, it's gonna
and
be
then
exciting.
you got Wolves. Wolves, you never know what's going on there. They got so many injuries as well. But I mean, for
So you think it's the
me,
same
it's like
basically? It doesn't matter.
who are you gonna pick? Who you gonna pick? I understand
For me,
if you think
for
about it,
me,
yes, bench boost would be good, but the problem is you're taking chances on a bunch of players that, not really guaranteed to give you a lot of points. I mean, people like Eze, it's not like almost every week he scores points, whether it be assist or a goal, right? So, not really. At Wolves, there's nothing. At Everton, all you can hope for is a freaking clean sheet. You never know with them. Sheffield United, less said the better. What are you gonna do? I mean, literally everybody, and I mean everybody for that game week is literally gonna have three Liverpool and three Arsenal players. That's it, and then one or two other players from the double game week. For me, why would you waste a bench boost, a chip like that, on such fixtures? For me, especially if you're trying to have the entire squad full of double game weekers. All right, like some people I know try to do the other time. But yeah,
well, I think when you look when you look at
I
it, Pella, you
feel
gotta look at
I feel like
I said
the double game week that's coming up later on might be a better option,
a better one.
because I think with that
Okay,
one,
okay.
City might be in it, might have double game week, so that's a better option for me. You can captain Haaland there. Um, if you don't have your bench boost, you could triple captain him, So yeah, I just feel that it's a better option there. But for this one, I don't, I'm not really feeling it, to be honest. I'm not feeling
Now, I think the only reason why I would if I had my bench boost, I would actually go for this one because there's Brentford playing Luton on that week, and then you also have Man United playing Sheffield at home on that week. And let me just quickly check. Yeah, Man United playing at home that week, and then you also have Aston Villa playing uh, Bournemouth at home that week as well. So yeah, we'll have three Liverpool, um, three Arsenal. But I think you can easily fill up those other spots, especially with Man United assets, because they're a team that will be doubling in the next game week 37. Another one, of course, you can still have assets from Man City because they're playing
But do you
Brighton,
really
and of
want
course, we
to
all know
I
their
mean, to
league goals.
double up on United players? Really now
No, not
is
double
is
up,
is
not double up. Fill in, fill not double up. Fill in, and again as well. You know, if you want to look for another team that you could perhaps add to that as well, I think you can add Crystal Palace assets in that double game week because they have the better, not the best, the better fixtures than all the other teams that are also doubling besides Arsenal and Liverpool. And I say better in the sense of the only assets you would really go for is your Eze and Olise, hoping that Olise is back at that time. And if you want to, yeah, fine, you can take a punt on one of the strikers, be it Mateta or Odward. But in terms of that team, you know, you could navigate yourself, especially from now till then, um, to in order to have those assets because we already have Solanke. You know, most of us have Solanke. Most of us have double Arsenal somewhere. Some of us don't have Liverpool at all. So already you can start to build the team, and this is me thinking in the sense of then you wild card in 35 preparing to, if you want to, if you don't bench boost in 34, you can then wildcard in 35 to prepare for a bench boost in 37. You understand? But if you want to, you can reverse that and say, cool, I will navigate to 34, do whatever transfers I can freely, and bench boost there. And if I don't like the team, of course, wildcard in 35 in order to prepare for a game week 37 where you can have or field as many double game weekers as you can as well. So that's my thinking really when it comes to the chip strategy there, using the bench boost and the wild card. I think the best time to actually use the wild card is game week 35 because you can either right now navigate to game week 34 with your free transfers and then wild card to prepare for the next one, which is in game week 37. And the beauty of wildcarding in game week 35 as well is you don't have to focus on having the Spurs assets because you can bring them in game week 35. As much as they don't have great games in game week 35 and 36, but those game weeks are game weeks where they might just add that Chelsea fixture, which gives them a bad double. But let's be honest, we all don't mind. Um, we all don't mind Son doubling against against a big team. We feel he's a bit more fixture proof. So yeah, that's my thinking when it comes to the chip strategy and having those two chips for the general view. But let's move this on a bit. We're going to take a look at I wanted to also talk about wildcarding because right now there are people still using their wildcards, and I hadn't put a wildcard together. This is courtesy of Fancy Football Hub. You should go check them out; they're pretty cool. This is not a plug, but this is what I use, and this is what the AI has right now as currently of recording. They have this is their wild card. So the back line, quite honestly, is not looking very interesting. It's more the front line and the midfield as well. Um, Interestingly, Saliba and Gabriel are on the bench. But at the same time, we're living in that clean sheet pandemic where what defenders can you put here? I feel like the only place you would really improve here is in the defense. Um, yeah, how would you guys improve this wild card if you were wild carding in game week? How would you improve it, Chi?
Yeah, I think it's more or less templates. Eh? It's weird how whenever we move around these various FPL channels and managers, and we always find more or less the same template. But for me, I'd think the Solanke train, I'm doubting. Um, I think he's hit that dip, especially looking at the previous game week where we all decided to captain him. Yes, obviously he had a bit of a niggle, but when I'm looking at how the team itself is playing and how he's playing, there's I'm not necessarily getting that feeling that he'll be that go-to guy. Instead, we might even look at a player like Muniz. He's someone who's been quite consistent from Fulham.
Yeah, and they do
You
have
know,
okay fixtures right now.
yeah. So for me, in terms of up front, I'll probably put him there. Midfield, I'm very happy. I think it is that time to go. Son Salah, Palmer, Foden is decent. I'm actually quite surprised that Gordon is not on this team, but like, obviously, looking at funds wise, they had to
You
really
have to make a
stretch that out.
decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's make a
The
decision.
back line, it's quite solid. I'm also quite surprised how you've got both
Now I
Arsenal
can see
defenders
why
on the
it's there. It's
bench.
because the opposition is Everton, it's Luton, it's Crystal Palace. But I would have
Like I mean,
taken the chance on doubling up more on the Spurs side. So I would have bought in Dogi and Poro for
yeah, I
that
agree.
for that
I
game.
agree
Yeah,
because I mean, if
yeah,
you look at
that's what I would have
what
done.
the Toffolo, they've got
Yeah,
Spurs, and you'd much rather have him there when you could get like a Saliba or a Gabriel who also, fair enough, they might not get the clean sheet, but their presence in the box when it comes to corners,
I
they're
mean they
there.
got Spurs in a later game week.
Yeah,
The
and I
the
mean,
the game
if
week 30. Yeah.
yes, so it's more give and take. But in terms of the team, I think it's very very template. There's really not much to to move with. Um, but yeah, I think it's more now like it's a time where it's preference over instinct because now instinct
Yeah.
is it
Are
doesn't
you
really help.
surprised there's only one Liverpool? Because I'm noticing that now, right now as well, and I'm like, I
Wait,
get it. The only
can I can I
person
But
in the
wait,
ask?
defense from
can I
Liverpool,
just ask this? This is a wildcard team for Gameweek 30, right?
yeah,
So I do believe that they are going to add on to this. I mean, we still got three other
yeah, down
games
the
before
line,
we get to 34.
yeah,
Yeah. So I think the rationale behind this is okay. Since I'm using the wild card, you need to bring in the expensive guys. Okay, the expensive guys that you know that they'll get you the points. Salah and Son. For me, this is the time to bring them on. You know, so
that's where the
definitely, if
money
you're on a
is.
wild card, you need to make sure that the bucks you spread them wide. Then I think probably when you get to like game 31, 32, 33, you'll definitely be bringing in like your Liverpools. Depending if Trent is going to be back from injury, you've got your Bradleys. I think Diaz is also like coming into form. He's got nice movement. You can also consider him to see who he's shifting out. So um, I definitely don't think that this team is going to be like this for 34. But for the wild card,
Yeah, of course.
it's really, really looking good.
Okay, cool. Now I think we can agree on that then. Moving forward, um, the Banter Boys. So, what do you think? Um, Let me just take this out, see where we at with the Banter Boys. I'm sure we have one free transfer, and I just want to check how much money we have in the bank. Yeah, one free transfer, 1.7 in the bank. Cool. So, where do you see? And this, for me, right now, I've placed it the way as if we didn't make any transfers, this is what the team. To be honest, looks good. To be honest, it looks good. I think
Yeah, it's
we don't
balanced. I
necessarily,
think it's also well balanced.
yeah, it's very well balanced. We don't necessarily have to bring in even more Salah right now. I think, if anything, looking at it actually, I would, I would, what's this? I would roll, man. I actually wouldn't make a substitution. I
Yeah,
would roll to the
I've
next
actually
week
also.
to
I'm
to
thinking
to to have two
we
free
should roll.
transfers,
Yeah,
so that those two transfers we can bring in.
How much
We
money
can
is
probably
there in the
bring in
bank?
Darwin Nunes at that point, and we can also bring in Mo Salah because we could take out Watkins, and we'll downgrade to, of course, who's this guy? Um, we'll downgrade to Darwin Nunes, so that would free up some cash. But I'm not sure if we can go up unless we. Yeah, we'll see.
How much money is
We'll
there?
see. But we'll have to figure out maybe what's the best two assets because maybe Darwin Nunes by then will actually have a card, and then you're not sure if you want to bring him in, but they've got Sheffield, so we'll see. But I think the team is looking good enough to actually roll. I would actually roll. So yeah, I think we can actually agree on that. We can agree on
Yeah,
that.
no, a role would be
Captaincy
in
wise,
our
though,
favor.
captains, captaincy wise, though, who do you think? What do you think?
I think we need to go
Because
for a
by default,
differential.
it's on. I was gonna say the same thing, and you know
Let's go
what?
for a differential.
Um,
This is the week to go for differential. Um,
I would go.
Last
I
game
would
week
go
we
for
all went
Watkins.
for Watkins
Mm.
for Wolves at home. I don't
No,
know. Something says Cole
Austin
Palmer.
Villa's at home. So I'm going for Cole Palmer to be honest,
Yeah, I'd say Cole. I'd
because
go
it's
Palmer.
Burnley, you know.
Yeah,
Okay. The reason why I say Cole Palmer is because I'm not Cole Palmer Watkins is because
Watkins.
that's a real lift, and I say lift in the sense of the captaincy. I guess we're getting into the captaincy now. It doesn't matter anyway. The captaincy hierarchy is Son first, um, Salah next, and then you can debate depending on how different you want to be. But then it's Haaland, of course, because it's Haaland, and then Palmer really in the third position. So no one's
Yeah.
even considering Watkins, and I
No.
understand why, and that's because Watkins, to be honest, hasn't delivered when we all went to captain him in the time we needed him to actually deliver. But Wolves at home, looking at Wolves, they don't have an attacking threat. So I think Watkins, they won't be mostly on the back foot. They'll be mostly on the front foot. So he's definitely going to be getting an assist or a whatever on in that game. I think Burnley's going to be on the back foot definitely. So Chelsea's going to have to break down, try and break down a block of some sort. They're not going to open up at the end of the season. If company does do that, then hey, bro, I think he's definitely going to get fired. But yeah, and then Luton's gonna do this. Well, okay, there's no sun here, so that's what I'm looking at when I look at the teams. I'm like, I think I think Wolves is gonna try and open up and go for the game, and it will allow Watkins and team to actually infiltrate there versus Burnley closing themselves up at Stamford Bridge. They know very well
Yeah.
they need a point.
Yeah.
To get what I'm
I
saying?
also feel that like the only downside with going with Palmer is that Chelsea are very hot and cold. Hey, they lack that consistency, and on games where you expect them to dominate, they surprise you. I also get this
Surprising.
element that it's either they'll play really well against Burnley and surprise us, or it'll just be one of those stalemates and probably end up losing. That wouldn't be too great at all. Because I think as well, like with Vincent, it's that time of the season where they're not going to stay in the Premier League. I don't see them staying in the Premier League, so they're playing for pride, and a wounded dog is a very dangerous one, and maybe they might just be lucky and cause an upset with Chelsea. But when you look at Watkins against Wolves at home, you did say as well, like they're a team that's also just tend to their form has dipped a bit. They've experienced a lot of injuries, and those injuries have affected like the fluidity of how they play. You don't necessarily get that sense of confidence. Even when you're looking at goals, you're not really too clear who's going to chip in there. So I think Watkins, in as much as he's been inconsistent, but he's been scoring FPL points.
Yeah,
He's right up
yeah,
there,
and
and he's funny enough, he's actually scored more points this season than Haaland. So that's also something that
yeah,
we can't forget.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
if they do
yeah.
find him, he will score. Obviously he does have those
And
quiet
if not
games, but
score,
if
it
they do find
assist
him,
as
he'll score.
well.
Yeah, 100%. So it is a bit
Yeah,
of a tough one for captaincy, but definitely, as you mentioned, number one is Son, number two is Salah. So you can definitely roll the dice between a Watkins and a Palmer, bearing in mind that Palmer is in the midfield. So it's more assists, clean sheets. but no, he hasn't disappointed that kid. Hey, so that's another thing you can't take away from him.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, chaps, thanks for hopping back on, Doug. We were just saying we're gonna roll the transfer because the team looks good. To be honest, we got one free transfer and 1.7 in the bank, and yeah, we were looking at basically using those transfers to bring in Salah in the next game week, and then we were on the topic of captains. Just summarizing before I move on, and we're gonna we're gonna go for a differential in Watkins because he's been more consistent rather than Cole Palmer and Chelsea, who's been hot and cold. So yeah, we agree on that point. Yeah, we're gonna roll the transfer, so we have two free transfers, so we can make more better decisions next week, basically. But yeah, yeah, yeah. Any thoughts
You
on your
guys were
side? Any quick
lucky the
thoughts before we
internet.
move on?
You guys were lucky the internet took me away. Because I don't know, you guys are talking absolute nonsense. Why on earth, why on God's green earth are you guys going to leave Bailey there? Why are you going to leave Bailey there?
No,
Guys. No,
or you
hold on,
can put
hold
him
on,
in.
hold
We
on.
can put Gordon
Wait,
in.
No, no, we're talking about rolling
Gordon,
here.
what the hell are
Let
you
alone the
talking
starting
about?
lineup.
Oh, hold on. Right.
So what?
You had your
Who do you want to
chance.
go for then?
No, you had your chance. Hold on. Right. Now, let's look at this. You are thinking about Aston Villa, right? Now, look at the last couple of games for Aston Villa, right? Especially since they were demolished by Spurs. Why was that? It was because of McGinn. Let me tell you something. McGinn is the heart and soul of that team, not just like because he's the captain, but if he's not there, stuff doesn't happen. All right. Think of it. He's like basically their Rodri. All right. When he's not there, things don't happen. These guys, Aston Villa, should have beaten West Ham. Yes, even though they're playing away, they should have at least beaten those guys. But they were battling against West Ham. West Ham weren't even playing that well, to be honest. They weren't. But for the mere fact that, what's his name? McGinn wasn't there. Now, if McGinn is back, then I would say, okay, they've got a chance. But then there's the other side of it, whereby they're playing Wolves, right? Let's be honest. Wolves aren't that bad a team, this season. They're not like last season where they're relegation contenders. This year, they're actually not quite bad, They're really not quite bad. Yes, they got knocked out of the cup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but there's no
sure.
Chan.
No, even without Chan and Neto, they were
Sorry,
still
I'm saying there's
kicking
no
ass.
Chan and there's no thingy, so they're not going to be attacking.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
not going to be
sure, but it
attacking.
doesn't
So
mean that
that
they
means
can't
they'll be
defend.
they'll. I mean, not necessarily attacking, but
Yeah,
yeah,
but
no,
off
cool. But
late,
what we're
if
trying to
you look
say
at
is,
their most recent form in terms of attacking ability, I mean, I think that's when you came in. I was still saying to Kat that in terms of attacking ability, I don't see them being that much of a threat against Villa. Yes, fair enough. You've lamented how McGinn is the heart and soul of the team, but now I feel that they've got a clever enough coach to be like, okay, guys, this didn't work. Let's try this. I mean, you very rarely see Villa have back-to-back poor performances, you know. So I highly doubt it at home
yeah,
as well.
yeah. So for me, the thing I was saying was basically is that they don't have their main attackers, but they still will go for the game because it's not Wolves that just sits back. They don't. They're not a team that sits back, and because of that, and not having their good main attackers, this is Austin. This is Aston Villa, a team who loves to play up high and also counter. So these guys are going to counter the hell out of these guys. And you know, when you have Bailey there running, doing his thing, Diaby, if Diaby's there, Alex Moreno, if he's running on the other wing, and Watkins, whether he's scoring or not. So I think they're going to open themselves up. And that's just on the topic more so of who's better to captain differentially between Palmer and Burnley, because Palmer's side, Burnley's definitely going to close shop. Fighting relegation at thingy. Palmer's a nice differential, but Chelsea struggles with low blocks. Do you know what I mean? And I'm saying this, but I'm captaining Palmer, hoping something happens. Do you know what I mean? So, in terms of
I don't know.
captaincy, we just feel like
I would
because
rather.
Watkins as a player has been more consistent. you'd rather
rather
go for the more
captain
consistent
Palmer.
player than
I would rather captain Palmer rather than Watkins. That's what I do. The reason why I say that is
because of
because
the disappointments from the season.
no, 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 not just that, but it's with Burnley. Burnley, they can't do a low block. They can't do a low block to save their lives. I'll tell you that. They can't. They can't. And the problem is they are
Yeah, but
running
Chelsea
out
as
of
well, they
games.
can't break it
No, wait,
down
hold
to
on.
save their lives.
Burnley are running out of games to save this season. They need points. They cannot sit and just defend. They can't. They like literally they can't. It's not in their game plan. They can't do it. They can't. And not just that, they now have to find a way to actually start winning games. So they have to go at teams, which is going to leave them more open, right? How they won the last, I don't know if I think they beat, yeah, they beat Brentford. I don't know how they beat
Yeah,
Brentford.
they
I
beat some
really do
team
not
as
know
well like
how
that.
they did,
Yeah.
how that happened.
No, it
But
was a red
anyway,
card.
it
It
happened.
was a red card. Remember?
Red card. Oh yeah, yeah. Regulon. But yes,
Yeah.
they now have to literally go at teams because if I'm not mistaken, they're dead last, right? I think they're dead last in the league table. If not, they're number 19. But anyway, they need points. So they have to go at teams which will leave themselves even more open than they usually are. Right. And I think this will probably suit Chelsea even better. Right. With I know Palmer, it's either he'll play as a false nine or he'll play as 10 or as a freaking seven. So because of that, I feel that Palmer were better option than Watkins because Wolves does have that capability of actually putting up a low block. They can, they really can.
Okay.
Because, like
Do
you
you think
said,
though
they don't have a
we
Hichan,
okay,
they
but
don't have Neto. All they have is probably those players that can counter, and then that's it. They don't have those players that they can literally
yeah.
play,
Th-
possession football.
do
So
you
they
think
have
then
to
we should
defend
roll
on the
the
low block.
transfer then so that we can do you think then we
Well, the
should roll the
starting level
transfer?
for me, I would say no. I would rather start with Gordon than Bailey. You know, um, at least
Yeah, I
with
don't mind
Gordon.
really who starts to be honest.
Yeah, but I mean,
Minutes
at
are
the moment,
more minutes are more. Yeah, I think we can switch Bailey for Gordon because to be honest, Gordon is more secure in terms of minutes. Bailey can be subbed out at 70 minutes. I don't mind the 70 minutes for Bailey. Um, yeah, I don't mind the 70 minutes for Bailey, but I prefer someone you know is
because
going to
let's
play
be
90
honest,
minutes that can do
we
something
all know
robust.
that Bailey's going to get substituted, right? He's going to get substituted.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
hardly ever plays 90 minutes.
yeah,
But with Gordon, we all know if Gordon is
yeah,
fit, he plays 90 minutes, right?
Yeah, you're right. He does play
yeah.
It's
90
always.
minutes.
And one thing we have to
Okay, cool. We'll
consider
do
now.
that.
Remember, it's international break. Bailey plays for Jamaica, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, he might have played for Jamaica on the other side of the world. So he now has to travel back.
Nah, he didn't.
He did.
He did. Yeah, I get you. That is a good observation. But he didn't actually play because he's striking. He's not happy with the way um, they treat the players there in terms of professional conduct. But yeah, that is something to observe on all transfers. But most of the guys that would play far away have been playing in Europe, like Brazil and stuff like that. Let's quickly move on to Cat's team. Cool. So I had one free transfer, and I made it already. I brought in Palmer, um, and I took out Barkley because he was only for that phase. And yeah, put the captaincy on Palmer. I might take a -4 to take out Doherty and put in Gusto for the game. So yeah, that's very much where I'm at. Um, yeah, that's very much where I'm at. To be honest, for me, like my game week, my plan going forward is going to be restructuring my team and taking the necessary or smarter hits. So, for example, like Burnley and Chelsea, and I'll take a hit to bring in Salah and Darwin Nunes if I have to, and Saka. because they're playing Sheffield. So I'll be taking hits like that, not just taking hits for fun. So yeah, that's where I'm at really with my team. Yeah, the flags. I don't think we need to worry about the flags, to be honest.
Are you
Gabriel,
done with all your
I would
chips?
most likely take him out. I'm done with all my chips. I'm done with all my chips. Gabriel is the one. I'll take out
Somebody's
Doherty, but
in
I'll put Gusto there.
trouble.
Nah, I'm not in trouble. Not in trouble. Like I said, for me right now, it's navigating to game week 34. Navigating to a good team, and I'll have doublers game week 34. A lot of doublers in game week 34, so I'll be able to cover it there. Like I said, a lot of the times in those double game weeks or those empty game weeks, blank game weeks, the teams all look the same. So
But wait, hold on.
planning
Wait,
ahead
wait.
and looking
Can
ahead
I
and
ask something? Can I ask something? Now, you're one of those people that don't have chips now, right? And we just spoke about how, there'll be a double game week in 34 and in 37, right? So now you specifically, your plan is to build a team for 34 and then probably after that for 37. Now, here's my question for you, right? Are you not worried that by planning so far ahead that you might be actually putting yourself at a disadvantage in the short term?
so the thing is
Because
plans
the
change.
reason why I say that is because you're literally okay, you're not that far from me, but I'm saying you're trying to catch up, right? Which you technically I feel that you should be focusing on the here and now to get you those points so that you can move up instead of trying to focus on that, destination to try and get you those points that you want. I don't
Yeah,
know. It's
I hear what you're saying. No, I hear what you're saying, and it makes sense totally. But in all honesty, I think it has to be both. Because there's double game weeks. Because there's double game weeks. I think if there were no double game weeks, it would be easier to just go now, take it literally game week by game week. But if you want to make sure you don't get capsized in those double game weeks, you need to be paying attention to when it's coming so that you know that you're not taking unnecessary hits to try and cover for those double game weeks. And at the same time, and I say that in the sense of like in that double game week, you won't want Saka, you won't want Arsenal, you will want Liverpool. So make sure you have those sides. And then there might be a couple of differentials that you also will want or need. In the next double game weeks, you will want Man City. So make sure you have Man City. You know understand? So I need to make sure that I have those guys going out and keeping that in mind. And at the same time, of course, making sure that I do grab points in this week. And that's why I was saying that I will take necessary hits to make sure that I've got the players that I need at the same time. The way in which I'm hoping to gain is more on the differential side now. So that's why you see me captaining Palmer. The next game week, you'll see me captaining another differential. The next game week, and for me, that's my managerial strategy in the sense of like I know for a sec, I know, 100%. 8 game weeks left. Everybody's going to be captaining the same person because it's FPL standard. Everybody always cap right now. Everyone's going to be captaining Son. Everyone's going to be captaining Son. The next week, everyone's going to be captaining Salah. The next week, everyone's going to be captaining. What I need to do is just hit a luck, literally luck hit a luck with just captaining difference, and it makes a huge. We all know how much of a huge difference it is. So it's not going to be skill. It's literally going to be luck, and that's what I'm gaining. Um, that's what I'm hoping on to not just go above, but to of course go above and also and beyond. So yeah, that's really the strategy from now till the end of the season. Really, I can't say I'm planning towards 34 or 37. It's very much the plan
You,
the whole season.
you know what, Kat? Funny enough, game week 25 was the game week where I expected you to make moves. I'm just gonna take us back where I think you played You played your wild card in game week 23, if I'm not mistaken, setting up for the double in 25. And then you played your bench boost,
25.
where I think you had like
Yeah, yeah,
15
yeah, yeah,
players.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
15 players that were
That
doubling. At that moment, I was like, okay, I
okay.
was excited
Should
to
move.
see the
Yeah.
outcome. Okay, Shapoga outcome was underwhelming, right? So coming back to game week 30, looking at your team and listening to what you're saying to us, on the outside you look comfortable, you look calm, man. You look at peace. But on the inside, my brother, I can see you are struggling, you are panicking, you've got buckets waiting. When that water comes in that boat, you're gonna be shift, because all I'm hearing from you, okay, you've got a double game week where we've got Arsenal and we've got Liverpool. Okay. Fair enough. Arsenal assets you don't need to sweat because they're relatively attainable. Then we go Liverpool. Salah is an arm and a leg, right? And then you spoke about City having a double. I don't see any City players here. Haaland getting in your team is going to be a sweat. You've got no
As it
chips, my
stands,
brother.
I'm actually planning on not
No way.
having any City
No,
players.
no,
But
hold on, hold
okay.
on. I don't need a response. Let me allow me to vent
No.
where what I'm
Okay.
looking at. Okay,
Okay.
and
Okay.
you're saying
Okay.
you're willing to take hits here and there. You're going to be taking hits for the next 8 game weeks, and you expect a bit of luck. Fair enough. FPL is luck. Sharp.
It
It's
feels
luck
like yeah.
with no chips. Now I'm
That's
excited
what
to
I've been
see
saying.
how
That's
you
what
are
I've been
going to climb
saying.
out
No
of this hole.
chips.
Like it's sure. No, guys, not saying that he's not going to do well. I mean, this is FPL. We could all be surprised, and Cat could actually pull a Houdini, and he'll top the table.
Yeah,
But all I'm
and which is
saying
why
is
I
that
said it's
it's
not
going to
gonna
be
be
interesting.
skill. It's gonna be luck. To be honest, it's not gonna be skill. It's gonna be luck.
But you
And
are
guys,
panicking inside.
let me. No, no. To be honest, I'm as calm as I am inside. That I'm just a very strategical person. Like I like to look long, right? And let me just quickly say this so I can move on quickly because I wanted to be quick on teams. Um, damn, lost train of thought now. See, but
Sorry,
shit, lost train of thought.
that wasn't important
But
anyway.
I think I was no, no, it was important. But I think I was gonna say something like, "Oh yes, yes." Now I remember what I was gonna say. Look, dude, I'm in a position where in all honesty, this is me, and it's you can call it being overconfident or whatever and stuff like that, right? I know how to play it so safe, so boring that I know without a doubt, guarantee, I will overcome Chabe and I will maintain that lead, and I'll beat both of you. But
I'll tell you
I
one
don't
thing.
want to just do that. I
There's
don't.
no safe in FPL, buddy,
No, 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 no.
because you don't
No, no. I,
decide what
I'm,
happens on
tell,
that game week.
I'm
You
telling you
don't.
now. I'm telling you now. Based on my skills, that's what I know I can do and I would do. But I don't want to do that. I want to make sure. I want to just like, bro. I'm always reaching for the highest amount of rank and points that I can get. Beating you two is honestly for me, especially this season. I feel like you guys haven't had for me this season. You guys, knowing you guys, you haven't had the best of seasons, and I could beat you so easy. So I'm just like, nah, you know what? Not this season. Maybe next season I can. Right now, I'm just dancing with you guys. I'm playing wild. I'm playing chips in random times and shit like that. Literally, I'm playing chips for fun, bro. I'm even like taking hits for fun, bro. That's how
You know
bad you
what's
guys
funny? Is
your
not. You
season
know
is.
what's funny is
So
you said
so
this is me and
yeah,
Goba's
I'm
hard
on I'm
difficult
on Goba's
season.
team already. I'm on
But
Goba's team already.
but
So
strangely
I'm
enough,
finished.
you're still
But
battling.
you
You
go
are worse
on.
than
You go
us.
on. You go on. You go on. I'm not worse than y'all.
Wait,
I'm not
wait.
worse than y'all. Chabe, you 10 points, 9 points. 10 points, 9 points.
You say
G,
that this.
you
You say
30
that
points
every.
behind me, my man. I know how to keep you 30 points behind me, G. I know exactly how to keep you 30 points behind me. Trust me. I know
With
exactly how
no
to keep me
chips.
30
With no chips.
with no
You know
chips.
what's
With
funny?
no chips.
Whoa, hold on. Wait, hold on. You know
What?
what's funny? Right? This guy had a master plan. Game week 24, wild card. Game week 25, bench boost. Game week
Bench
27,
boost,
free
yeah.
hit. Game week 28, triple captain. And this guy's still behind me.
Listen,
Dude, you're still
and
behind
funny
me.
enough, at that time he was two places above me. Now he's one. He's one spot. I'm telling with 30 points. That's nothing,
Oh,
Ladies and
bruh.
Chacha.
gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to make an announcement that at the end of this season, I will finish above both of these guys. Okay, and I was gonna go wild and stuff like that, but now I'm gonna show you. Remember this episode.
He's a
G,
little
This
eager
will
go
be
for
ahead.
me to
clipped up.
remember.
This will be clipped up for the end of the season. I'm gonna clip this and I'm gonna put it up. I'm gonna clip it. We'll mark this. Watch the space.
G,
Watch
take
the
it away.
space.
You got it. You got it. Yeah, gents, as you can see, my team is a Christmas tree, all sorts of colors. Your yellows, your reds. Um, but it goes without saying, I'll be playing my wild card. I think most of my focus will be in the midfield. I'm really keen on bringing in Son and Salah. Um, so I think the only two that will probably stay on this team is Palmer in that midfield and Saka. Foden, Douglas Luiz, Kevin De Bruyne will make way. Then I'll probably bring in to see if I can afford to bring in Salah, Son. I'm a bit 50-50 on Gordon. And then if you look at my defense, I think the only person who will survive the two, I'll keep Gusto, I'll keep Gabriel, Doherty, Regulon, and Consa will be making way. Probably look at bringing in like a young Udogi, maybe Bradley, since Trent is still sidelined. Um, and then up front, I'm jumping off the Solanke train. I feel that his fortunes are not bankable at the moment. I'll probably go for a Munis just to free up some funds. Obviously, this me playing this wild card is setting up for game 34. Just to bring balance to the team, really. Like Kat said, he's relying on luck. Um, I'm relying on calculated luck. You know, where I'm gonna bring in the right players at the right time. I feel that like with that team, it will have some form of stability, even if the results are not that great. But I just feel that the assets should be able to perform. Who I'm gonna captain for this game week 30? I know we've had a long debate between Palmer and Watkins. I think I'll also just ponder that a bit. But like you were saying, Kat, with this captaincy, we all know a lot of people are going to go Son. If they have Salah, they'll go Salah. But funny enough, if FPL this season, it's humbled me, purely for the fact that so much has gone so wrong. I've
Hey,
got to be
dog.
honest. So much has gone so wrong. But what amazes me is that the team that I've put out has still been competitive. You know, I'm one position above a player who's played all his chips, so it's not all doom and gloom. You know, I mean, if I'm having a shit season, who knows what that team is having? If he's played all his chips, but he's still what sixth. You know, we got bandwagon here. Yeah, you know, he reminds me of Arsenal last season. You talk while you're sitting on top. You talk. But when it's time to see the results, how were you? Hey, we turn around. He's nowhere to be seen.
People aren't there for
So
episodes.
you know what I'm saying.
What are you
Obviously, I know
talking
it's great.
about? I
We
was
we
there.
banter. Um, but you know, it's
What I'm saying is, at the end of the
some of us
season,
have
I'm gonna have
always
an episode by myself. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna have an episode by
no,
myself. I know
no.
that for
But look,
sure.
okay. Let's look at it this
Both
way.
these guys
I
are gonna
mean,
be gone.
win or lose, there's a lot that we're taking out of the season. I mean, for me, like when we look at chip strategies, we all went Solanke last game we captain. Where's Jan? piss poor. You know, we all free hits, and we loaded on your Lutons, we loaded on your Brentford, and what happened? So, like for me, this season it has really humbled an individual, and really it's more on just setting the team up for these fixtures, and hoping that they do well. Um, but specifically for the banter boys, is to make sure that Cat is not above me, because really this chap, he's pulled out all the cards. Hey, he's the one who introduced us to Football Hub. He's shown us all these funny fixture tickers. He's played all his chips, and he's still in touching distance. I find that so baffling, man. Jeez, Cat, do better.
Please state above you. Please state above you. Not touching distance. I'm above you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Temporarily, with all his
Thank
chips
you.
played, by the way.
All right. Gee, no, thanks, Doug. I just want to move things along, but I'm cool. I think you're making sensible decisions as well. You're only gonna make that one sub, right? Darwin Nunes not Darwin Nunes, hopping off Solanke to go on to a different striker. I think you said Darwin, right?
Yeah,
I think so. I know it can change because we still have to wait for press conferences and stuff like that. But it's basically one sub basically, and then captaincy. You said you want to go different as well. You're not sure yet who you're gonna go with.
no, I'm not sure yet. I won't lie. I'd be lying to you guys if I tell you anyone now.
Yeah, no, things change, man. Things change. That's true. That's cool. Okay, cool, man. No problem. No problem. I also don't think he needs to worry about the flags, to be honest. Um, yeah, the team's well balanced, dog. Team's well balanced. I just for me, it's only the defense, but I think you can. To be honest, I think Arsenal and Man City will be a 1-1. Um, Best case scenario is no, but they'll definitely draw. That's what I think, or Arsenal will lose. So I would put in Konsa for Doherty there. That's the only change I'd make from this team. And I also wouldn't even take out Solanke, but that's your choice, dog. Then it's Everton. You never know. It's one of those things where one of those things where you take out a player because you're tired of him. He's not doing what you want, and then he goes and he punishes you. So yeah, I would bring in Liverpool or Darwin or another player. Isak is another good player later, but yeah, chaps, you talk. What is going on here with this Neto with red? There's yes, man. There's Doherty. This guy was on my case about Luton. What the is Garnacho? Dog, please explain yourself, dog. Explain
Hey,
yourself.
shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. First of all, I did transfers. Okay. So at the moment, Neto is my priority right now. Right. So he will definitely go. He will not be there come the start of this game week. All right. So losses, you'll be gone. And then I'm thinking of taking kids out to the I could if I needed to and be Solanke, sort of like out of form, put him off. Captain did warn you the hard way, didn't you? Yeah, but anyway,
It didn't go so bad, by the way.
so
Okay.
So yeah, if I do decide to take out a striker, it'll probably be him. I might bring in Muniz, but again, it will depend if I'll have enough money for Salah. If I don't, then I'll bring in Son. But then my plan will probably be Son. If I do bring in Son, it'll only be just for this game week, only. And then the following game week, I will take him out and bring in Salah. Take another 4-point hit. So yeah, other than that, the rest of the team is pretty much stay the same. I don't think I'll make that many changes going forward. I mean, looking forward into game week 34, I mean, I've already got a Liverpool defender. Um, I've already got my Arsenal players that I want. Yes, I might think about getting a third one, but we'll see how things go, how far they go into the Champions League, that type of thing. So, for all we know, I might, take out Foden, or yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, there's still a long way to go, to be honest. I mean, I think there's still about 5 game weeks to go, so there's still a bit of a long time to go to game week 34.
Yeah. Are
So
you gonna stick with
yeah.
Haaland as captain?
Um, you know what? Speaking of differential captains, maybe, yeah, I might. Hey, I might. You can never ever rule out
Yeah, he
the
is a
Viking,
differential.
the FPL
Never.
cheat code,
No, you
Haaland.
can't.
You can never rule out that guy, even against
You
Arsenal.
can't.
You can never do that. I mean, let's be honest. City has to go for the win, right? Um, and it's not in Arsenal's DNA to put a low block, right? So there'll be goals. There'll be goals in that game. There'll be goals. I mean, it'll be tight, yes, maybe 1-1 or 2-2 or 2-1 or that type of thing. But there'll definitely be goals, I feel. So um, yeah, I, I still I still feel safe in putting Gabriel there rather than a City defender. With City, for whatever reason, like 90% sure, that they're going to concede a goal. I don't know what's wrong with those people, but it's like every season they get worse and worse at the back there. I mean, like I mean that back five of this, like literally Walker, Diaz, Akanji, Ake, Vardiol. I mean, all of them put together, they're probably worth more than 200 million. But yet still, they concede so much. It's
Yeah.
it's unbelievable. And even with Rodri in front of them, it still baffles me. But anyway, um, so
Yeah.
yeah, captaincy, yeah, it could be Haaland, it could be Watkins. It depends how the press conferences go. Um, you know, Son as well played for his country. We know how that goes. Whenever he comes back, yes, he does start a game, but he never finishes. He barely finishes it. It's either 80 minutes or 70 minutes or whatever. He always comes back tired. So I don't want to take that risk. I want a guy who's going to play 90 minutes, you know? So yeah, and the other thing with Salah, let's not forget that the guy just came back from an injury. The last game that he played against United, he didn't play 90 minutes. They're still going to try and bring him back slowly. For all we know, the game against Brighton, he might not play the 90 minutes. He might not be the Salah. Yes, he scored against United, but he always does anyway. But yeah, he might not be the same Salah. The good thing is that he didn't play for Egypt, so that's good. I think he didn't. So, but yeah,
I don't know.
he doesn't have those minutes. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, gents. Honestly, it's been a ball. And yeah, it's honestly been a great banter with you guys. I think it's been the best episode to just meet each other before the final race because it is a three-man race right now to the top. We'll see if we can get there. And yeah, good luck to both of you. You're going to need it. And guys, you know what to do. Please make sure you like the video. So it's late this side, guys, in recording. Please make sure you like the video, comment, let us know what you think of our thoughts, and yeah, make sure you hit that notification button, guys. Any last words before I log off? I don't want to just cut you guys off. We have been over an hour now. No last words. It's okay if you don't have any.
No,
I
well,
think the
okay,
guy at the
last
bottom
words.
of the table should start.
Sure, I'll take that. All I'm gonna say is FPL is not for the faint-hearted.
Ooh, it's not.
But one thing for sure, you must know that if you've got chips, there's still hope. If you've got no chips, hey, you need to get down on your knees and pray
Hmm.
very hard.
Shots fired. Chubby, what's your last words?
All I'm gonna say is I deliver on my promises. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh shit.
That's all I'm gonna
Oh
say.
shit.
I
Oh shit.
promised
Ladies
some
and gentlemen.
people on this
Ladies and
panel
gentlemen.
that I will be above them, right? I'll overtake them, and I have, right? In this episode, I promised that I'm going to be number 2 end of the season. So yes, Kingsley, I'm coming for you, buddy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. There you have it. It's the Banter Boys signing out. Thanks, guys. Peace.
Cheers.